Let's see. Alright, now, oops, I forgot. Oh, that isn't. So let's see, color on the other color I'm actually. That's a rendering. Okay. Okay, the microphone's on, but I might be somewhat quiet during a lot of this. Anyway, really, I mean, the color versions of these two these are done, but the final bit is going through and actually doing the shading. So let's see, what's the color? Oh, it's actually this one. So I was wondering, this is what the color version sort of ended up with, like last night, which actually didn't come out too bad. I feel it's a pretty decent piece. But now I gotta go through and first time. Yeah, well, I'll be drawing that, doing some shading on that later. Okay, oh, hang on a minute. Okay, back to what I was doing. Well, when it comes to my marker collection, it has to do with tools. And I'm sure there have been many Copic markers over the years that two monitors across the room. Well, what you've got behind me here is my main computer, my Mac, and I've got a Cintiq 22HD and a second monitor. And what's going on here is I actually have two laptops. I've got a PC laptop that's our business laptop, my shipping laptop that I use for streaming. Just because the PC streaming just seems to work better in a lot of ways. And then I have my writing laptop, which is the Mac sitting here that's easier to text on. The PC laptop, it uses pretty much every resource that is available to the thing to be able to stream properly. So yeah, 4 screens, all told. Yeah, the microphone is, I'm just going to have it sort of on and off because a little bit. What? What's the problem? What? Yeah, well, that's the reason why you lost control of that. Okay, well, I'm going to have a little bit of a guest appearance here. Jack wants to draw.
I also want to like draw like a city and like some Mario Kart characters.
You want me to draw a city in Mario Kart? Hey.
Like that's like some foreign spot.
Yeah.
And it's in the car.
How about you draw it,
like
my
a
friend?
hovercraft car, and you have to put the characters on the side because it's a racing game and it's
I see. Well, you're the one that's going to have to do that, my friend.
called Scratchy Land.
Scratch it. Let's see
It's
here.
a hovercraft racing game.
One moment. Let me. Um. Let's see.
I want the new image.
Oh, that's fine. And all I gotta do is I just gotta.
Let's spread it out.
Let's get rid of this one.
Don't you need it?
Oh, it's already saved. No worries. Don't worry, I haven't lost anything in the time. You just move the stuff up so that you can have a clear shot of drawing. Alright. So, let me open this up. What's that now? Make a new folder here.
Dad, what's on your pen?
Oh. This is one of your other books. Remember you drew
I
that?
want to have like a new folder.
It is a new folder. See what I've done here?
Well, now it's the old drawings. Like a new file of images. I want the new file.
This is a new file right here. Well, in fact, we'll do that. I'll do it. So it has to be completely fresh. That's fine. So we're going to, and then I'll delete the old stuff, and you don't have to worry about it. How's that? Alright? So here we go. We got a new layer here. Let's pick appropriate pen. Where's that? Here we go. Okay. Now, do a quick test to make sure we get. Oh, we need colors. There we go.
Black.
Black, huh? Okay. How's that? There you go. Now. Go for it. Alright, so Jack's going to do some drawing. Jack draws to Jack's specification. Well, Jack can buy it. He has his ideas about what he likes. So, alright. Let's see.
I need to clear it.
You need to clear it already? You goofed up already?
Yeah, I don't know how to draw it. I need you to draw like.
No, that's laziness. No, you need to draw.
3D. Like, I don't know if I can.
What do you mean you don't know if you can?
Well, I can only draw like this.
And you're trying to draw in 3D. I think that's pretty impressive for a 7-year-old wanting to draw something in 3 dimensions. And you usually do a pretty good job, so why don't you just give it a try? That's pretty good. Is that a road?
Well, I need to be like this.
Like what?
And like, I need to be like this.
Oh, can you
like
grab
in
that?
3D and that. But I don't know how to do it. If I do it like this, I want it to be straight.
Straight.
Yeah, but I don't know how to draw it straight.
Well, you draw. What are you trying to do? You're trying to draw like looking down the road? Is that what you're trying to do?
No. I'm trying to do it like real life video games.
Like real life video games. Like in Mario Kart. So
Yeah.
let's say where you might go.
Well, it's a twisty, turning slide like this.
Oh, you want it to be like, you want the point of view to flip and flop as you're going. Dude. That's way too ambitious.
Yeah, and then draw a city at night out.
Oh, and then draw a city at night out, just like that, huh? Well, let's see. Alright, if I draw like the basics here. And let's see, city in the background. Why don't you draw the rest? See if you can come up with.
Well, I don't want it to be a root. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going straight in and turning like this so cars are upside down.
You want me to animate it, is what you're saying. You want me to do a drawing that's actually animated and sort of like the car floops. Well, you're only drawing one drawing. But you want to do a sequence of drawings that sort of show the flip-flop. Well, what happens when you're flip-flopping?
Well, the car stays on the track because the car is in hover mode.
Right. So what happens to the background?
Well, the background is still the same.
Okay.
And it also has guardrails on it.
Okay. Well, why don't you draw a guardrail? Because you know what had happened is as you proceed down around this, your horizon line is going to change. Okay, that might be the horizon back there. So, but if you, now watch what happens. Now watch. As you're going down, the background's going to turn. Alright? Of course, you're also going to zoom in on the background. What's going on?
Yeah.
So why don't you draw the first frame and then we'll worry about what happens after that. Is this right?
No.
It's not right.
It's like a twisting, turning slide like this.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't
Not
you...
like a loopy loop like this.
Here.
It's like this.
Use your pencil and try drawing it. Hey, baby. As usual, Jack's desires for things to for me to draw are next to actually it's not completely impossible. Oh wait a minute, I need that pencil. Okay.
It's still not working.
What do you mean it's still not working?
Yeah. I don't know how to draw it.
Welcome to my world.
Dad, you know that I'm pretty there?
Yes. Now you tried to draw a single image. Or
Like it.
you want it to twist and turn like it. Well, you.
No, I want like a twist. To draw like a twist and turn just like it.
All you can do with the drawing is give the impression that something's twisting and turning. Why don't you look at why don't you freeze frame? Why don't you go in there and get yourself to a point with your Mario Kart and then freeze it Pause it. And that way you can look at what's on the screen. Slowly trying to teach him how to do things. He seems to default an awful lot. He gets an idea about something and it's like, oh, Daddy will draw this for me. And he goes through a lot of excuses about why Daddy should draw it and not himself, because Daddy can draw it and I can't. So, no, he doesn't drive me crazy. He's a good boy. He's a good man. He's a good man. It's only, you know, I mean, I appreciate the fact that, honestly, he likes to create things. I mean, he's one of those kids who, he loves Mario Kart, he loves the Mario Kart games, he loves games, he loves all this other stuff, but he doesn't just want to play them. It's not just a constant bugging to play the games and to constantly get more games. He actually likes to make games. He writes little books and little stories and draws up things to try to create things. I mean, you see what he was doing right now. He's got this thing in his head. He wants to make the 3D twisting thing, and you know, I mean, as adults, it's easy to say, well, yeah, you know, you're being silly here, but the truth is, in his head, he knows what he kind of would like to see happen, or what he'd like to make, and he doesn't know how to go about it, or what the limitations of artwork and whatnot are. So, you know, the trick is just to try, you know, just to, you know, he has the ability, he likes to draw on the Cintiq, he likes to draw on paper, he likes to work with it. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Scratch, which is a kind of like a visual programming language from MIT labs where kids can fiddle around with basic programming functions and make games and other sorts of things. And he likes to fiddle with that quite a bit. And he's not quite an adept enough programmer to really do complicated things, but he certainly is seeing the bits and pieces. You'll show me what you want, huh?
Here, Dad, come and see.
Alright, let me see, 1 second.
It's complicated.
I can see it from here. So, you want it to kind of... So, you want the width of the track, and you want this track to go up and then twist. Alright. Alright, well, come here. Can you look at that and try to draw it?
No, I'm not good at drawing.
No. How about if I just did this? So, let's see. And then...
But I need to go like upside down.
Well, I'm going to show you something. You see what I'm doing here? These lines sort of, doesn't that look like that thing is twisting as it goes? What I've done here, they've sort of created like the rhythm of the road.
Yeah.
And let's say that here's your horizon line, so this thing is actually...
You didn't draw a city in the back?
I'm not drawing the city in the background, that's your job. So here's your lines. Let's draw this at an angle, bud. Okay? Here. I'm drawing a couple of blocks for you. And then you can go and try to draw the rest of it. Think you can work with that framework?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. I mean, obviously you can't start entirely from scratch. I mean, you need to learn how to do this stuff, so. More impact on trying to get things done. But as you can see, he kind of described what he wanted. He showed me what he wanted, and I gave him the, just a rough framework for him to work on. You'll see how it turns out. And you'll notice that he was more than happy to take off and start working with that framework. So. You think you got a handle on that, Mr. Jack? Do you?
Yeah, and Dad.
Yeah?
I would also draw like blue and white here.
What would you like to draw?
I want you to draw like Boo riding this box.
You want to draw Boo riding this box? Is that
No,
what you
in
said?
this box. Now you draw Boo right in this box.
You want me to draw Boo in that box? Okay, I can draw Boo.
Because this is
So,
then you could draw like tomorrow.
no. Hey, Mr. Lazy. Yes, Daddy can do all this drawing for you, but then what? Why would you? There we go. There's Boo. Okay, you draw the rest? Does he know Boo? Of course he knows Boo. He has a Boo plushie, after all. You know who Boo is, right, Jay?
Yeah.
You like Boo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then how about the draw Princess Daisy Rain?
I'm not drawing Princess Daisy. See, part of the problem with this is Jack's like, okay, then you draw this character, and you draw that character, because it's easier for him to have me draw it than for him to figure it out on his own. So, normal stuff. Boo is the ghost from Mario. No, he's talking about Boo from Mega Tokyo. Are you talking about Boo from Mega Tokyo or Boo from Mario Kart?
Boo from Mega Tokyo.
Okay, hamster then, right? Yeah, who's Boo from Mario Kart?
Well, I think his name's just Boo.
Boo. And what is Boo from Mario Kart?
He's just a ghost.
He's a ghost. Oh, okay. He's the big white blobby ghost thing, right?
Yeah,
Alright, but Boo from Mega Tokyo is
is a hamster.
oh, okay. See. Okay. Alright, so
And how would you call it another Mega Tokyo?
what Mega Tokyo character?
One, whichever one you want.
Jack. I could draw Jack.
So, you could draw like a different character.
Okay, like who?
From Mega Tokyo.
Who do you want?
Well, whoever you want to draw.
Well, how about you just pick one? Go ahead, take a book and tell me who you want.
I think I want this guy.
This, oh, that's Ping. You want Ping?
Yeah.
You want Ping?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm drawing this box.
Which box?
There are 4 rays.
Oh, okay, so I get to draw Ping in this box. Okay. She's got twin tails. You know what twin tails are?
They're like 2 ponytails.
They're like 2 ponytails. Boy, you are on the money here, dude.
And you can post this drawing to your friends.
Yes, I can post this wrong. There we go. You know Ping is a PlayStation accessory? She's a Wii U accessory. Did you know that? You can plug her into a Wii U. And she can play games. She's actually a robot. Did you know that?
No.
You did not know that.
Well, the scratch pad later. And scratch passing first.
Right.
And I think your friends will be like, what?
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
Okay. Alright. Are you hungry for lunch yet, bud? Huh? You're not hungry for lunch?
Oh, not yet.
Okay. So who are the 3 characters that you have on your screen there, dude?
Well, there are 4 of them.
Okay.
1 is a scratch pad. 2
Okay.
is Boo.
Uh-huh.
3 is Princess Daisy, and 4 is Pink.
I think that's a very good Princess Daisy.
This is a racing video game.
Racing video game. Okay.
It's a hovercraft racing video game.
Okay. What did you try to build during Camp Adventure?
I tried to build a video game.
Did you build a video game? I thought you tried to build a hovercraft.
I tried to build a hovercraft.
Did that work?
No.
Did you crash?
No, it did not work. And in fact, the first problem is we had no fans and it couldn't hover.
Oh, okay, no fans. So if you had some fans, you think it would hover?
It wouldn't hover.
Yeah, I know. So, all right. So, are you going to draw another drawing akin to that, or
I'll
are you?
draw another drawing to go with it.
Okay.
Also, draw like some more of this.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that city. I mean, the city is in there. What are you gonna?
Well, I'll draw like some stuff up here.
Okay, what's up there? Oh, okay.
Around a bit.
Most of his drawings look like snapshots from a video game. You know, they've got like the players in the corner and the statistics, and you know. My drawing feels absolutely boring in comparison. Right, Jack?
What's that?
What?
Something
What happened?
happened.
You turned off the background. There you go. Are you trying to create a new layer, or what?
I'm trying to do more of this.
Okay, go ahead. Don't let me get in your way. Don't let me get in your way.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Who draw a blue in this little circle?
You're going to draw Boo in that
Yeah,
little.
because Boo's really close to the scratch
Now,
pad.
is he in the circle, or is that circle supposed to be Boo?
He's in the circle. And
So,
he's
are you
really
looking at him
close
from behind, or is this him from behind, or from in front?
It's him from behind.
So, you basically draw the back of his head. Like so.
No, it's him from in front.
Okay, but which is he going the wrong way?
No, he's going the right way. And he's very close to the scratch pad.
There. That look
Yeah,
good?
you didn't finish it.
What do you mean I didn't finish it? What was missing?
It's like smile and stuff.
Oh, you wanted to smile? Okay.
Yeah.
He was driving. Okay.
No, just draw his head.
Just sorry. No. Yeah. Such high standards the boy has. So, okay. I went to drawing while listening to a Murakami book, audiobook. From that to my son drawing Mario Kart stuff on the Cintiq. The extreme contrasts in my life are always fascinating. Now, now the pencil rendering shouldn't be quite as dense as the color. Although the truth is that you can get incredibly dense with pencil rendering. And if I'm foolish and if I waste enough time today, I mean, really, I don't have any time to finish this. I've got to get this done immediately so I can get the other one done. But as usual, I'm an idiot about these things and just can't seem to help myself and putting extra work in. What do you want me to draw now?
I want you. Can I draw another image?
Oh, you want another layer to work on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the title screen.
Okay. Well, can you do it, or do you want me to do it?
I want you to like make create.
Okay. All right. Here, let's save it, and we'll create a new one here. And then you can turn the other one off. There you go. Close screen. It's cracking. So I'll do a comparison between these two. I don't know. Actually turned out to be a fairly nice drawing, but like I said, I gotta get it done. So, like I said, there's a kind of a, when it comes to, why am I doing all these drawing sequences that in a lot of ways seem out of sync with you know what I should be, I should be doing comics and whatnot. Well, it's true, I should be doing comics. What I should be doing is I should be getting an Amake done. I've got that started, but I took some time to do these instead for a variety of reasons. And one of the reasons with the drawings is um, after a difficult time, there's something therapeutic about just sitting down and drawing something, especially a sequence if you let yourself go with the flow on things. The nice thing is I end up with a drawing or what do you want, Jack Moopy? Hey, did anyone ask you? What do you want? This is my life right here. Cats and boys. Why aren't you bugging Jack? Here, why don't you bug Jack? Come on, bug Jack. Here we go.
Ow!
What?
You look at this thing I call it.
Oh, he was getting claws on you. There's no room for him up there. I can just put him on your shoulders.
No!
What, that's not going to work either? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Hi, Moofy.
Yeah, did you like take a pic, Dad?
What?
Did you like post my picture, like my first picture?
You want me to post the drawing that you're drawing?
Well, no. Well, I'm not done with this layer yet.
Okay, alright. See, nobody leaves me alone ever. Do you? Do you have needs, Moofy? Is that what you got?
And I'll draw like the cover thing for the CD.
You want to draw the cover for the CD? Oh, you're going to do it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Be creative. Enjoy yourself. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to draw like this thing.
Oh, what thing?
I'm going to draw a new layer, which is like the game CD thing.
Okay, so go ahead and create another layer. You know how to do it, right? Unfortunately, Moofy's placed himself. When Moofy does this, one problem can be that I can't really move the drawing around too much, so I can't adjust for glare from the light. So this area right here I'd like to work in. For me, there's actually some glare on there, so I'm just going to sort of choose to work on this area here until Moofy gets irritated and wants to go away. Right? Okay. I think that says everything that needs to be said, right, Moofy? Hey, sit still.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to draw some.
Well, why don't you start a new... What?
I'm trying to draw some text like I got.
Oh, and you don't have enough room?
Yeah.
Oh, you got plenty of room. Are you using the right... Yeah, you got plenty of room. You're good. You know, it wasn't 15 minutes ago. I was quietly working along, listening to an audiobook, had some SETI playing. You gonna go visit Muffy? You gonna go visit Jack? Go ahead. Nobody was bothering me.
Okay, it's a high-speed race through scratch. Dad,
Yes, sir.
I'll draw a scratch cat in a hovercraft.
Okay.
And then you draw like the rest of the characters in hovercrafts.
Oh, you want me to draw the rest of the characters? How many characters are there?
There are. Well, I will draw the two characters I drew, and you draw the two characters you drew. Okay.
Okay.
All
so Ping and Boo.
We'll draw them all in hovercrafts. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you want me to draw? So you're gonna draw who in a hovercraft?
I'm going to draw the Scratch Cat and Princess Daisy in hovercrafts.
Okay. And then what am I gonna draw?
You're going to draw Boo and Ping in hovercraft.
Boo and Ping in a hovercraft. Okay. All right. I can dig that. I can do that. So I shall do that. Oh, the music died. Did you? I think you killed the music. Wolfie.
What happened?
He sat on the mouse and killed the music. How did he do that? Stupid cat.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Did
glad.
you delete it?
No, but I'm glad he finds it so amusing.
Daddy,
Ow.
why did I delete it?
Yes. Well, now he's your problem. You deal with him. At least with the direct cable connection, my stuff always comes back. So okay, there we go.
Welcome to the enrichment.
You get so used to working around things that when he does leave, it's like,
Hello, your specimen has been processed. Hello, your specimen has been processed. Hello, your specimen has
Dad,
been
now can
processed.
you draw the two people
And we are now ready to begin the test.
Like who?
Like Boo and Ping, and
Okay.
they're both in hovercraft.
All right, 1 second. Let's see. Oh no, it can see.
The device has been modified.
Where's Muffy? Is that Muffy next to you? Yeah, he's sitting there next to me.
Don't do that to me, Peter.
All right, 1 second. So what am I trying to draw here? Is the scratch cars?
You have to draw like two hovercrafts. Like Boo and Ping and two hovercrafts.
The only thing you've managed to break so far
Muffy, don't sit on a mouse.
is my heart. This isn't brave.
There's Boo.
It's murder.
And I need you to draw like a roof.
What did I ever
Okay, so we got a roof. And that's the. Okay, so there's one. Who's winning?
even care, do you?
Actually, Scratch Cat.
Please proceed into Android.
So Ping would be back here, right?
Yeah. This is just the title screen.
Weighted storage cube destroyed. Weighted storage cube destroyed.
How's that?
Weighted storage cube destroyed.
All right. The rest is yours. All right, now back to what I was doing.
In this aperture Culture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Activity. Goodbye. Goodbye. Are you still there?
Now, of course, something as complicated as the Cave of Evil with its density of, if you look at the color rendering, the pencil rendering, it's not too bad, I guess.
Dad, now I got nothing.
Of what?
Oh, a gun. A gunner. I was like, that.
Yeah.
Like another race track. After, I was really excited.
Okay. He's going off because he wants me to do something complicated. Gets these ideas in his head, and the next thing you know. Yes. And the one nice thing about working in pencil rendering is that. Where? You want that in? What's going on there? So you want me to scribble that? Now that road looks like it's twisting and then turning upside down, alright? Is that what you want? Alright. Well, you gotta draw the cars though. I'll draw. So. How's that? Right there, right? Now granted, that's probably pretty hard for a little 7-year-old to figure out how to draw that. I mean, you realize what's going on here. That's the Verizon line right there, right? So actually your car is...
Dad, what about the blimp?
What blimp? What blimp? Oh, you mean sticking out of the corner?
Yeah, the scratch on it.
Right here. Like that?
Yeah.
Alright, rest is yours. I want to read a comic written by Comic Market. You mean a comic that's done in the Comic Market game world, or a actual doujinshi compilation that I did for Comic Head? I haven't submitted anything to Comic Head in years. Years ago, I did a small project that was part of a True Love Stories fan work called Envelope, and that's still around somewhere. What a link with that for that would be. Let's see, harder to drink a half a dozen beers, but people manage it. The individual that Largo is based on, where he's partially based on Rodney, but he's also partially based on another friend of mine from college. He was the type of guy who could, I don't know if you've seen people like this, who can kind of kick back a can of something or a bottle of soda, and they can just sort of open up their gullet and just down the entire thing in one gulp. And he was like that, and he used to do that with beer. And of course, when you slam an entire can of beer all at once, it hits pretty hard. And there's a joke about clanking, books clanking, that comes directly from experience I had with him and a security guard at the university years ago. Because he had, his backpack was full of beer. But I digress. Well, it used to be Michigan had blue laws for the longest time where you could not buy alcohol on Sundays before 2 o'clock. And sale of alcohol was prohibited after midnight on Saturday night, or after 2 a.m. on Saturday night. So, but those actually, I think, finally did get repealed. I mean, it's not like it was something I was all that aware of, except one rare time, you'd go into buy something, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't sell that. And you're like, why? And it's like, oh, that's right. Having an independent schedule, you can do that without realizing it. Yeah, Texas is a lot of area with blue laws. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parts of them. It's the most. Yes, sir. Yep. What is it most famously? The county where they make Jack Daniels. You can't buy beer at all. Now, where would I? Blue, right here. Oh, you want me to go in here? Don't you think you could buy beer? It's pretty cool. Don't you think you could draw that? Don't give me that. I don't think so, love. Because I know you could, so.
And I'll go on to draw anything so far.
Yep, some areas you can't buy alcohol at all. So, yeah, there are some areas where you. Yes, sir.
Can you still thing in this box?
Sure. What about Daisy?
These first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how this works. Don't you think you could drop games? It's pretty easy. Only get swim tails, right? And your ear blades. Those are actually game controllers. They're attached to our ear. Like this. Like this. You get in game controllers attached to your ear. Yeah, that's what they are.
Are they like little earrings?
Yeah, they're like earrings, but they're game controllers.
Yeah.
Oh. I think a lot of the taste in alcohol comes from, like, for instance, if you have a sweet, or, if you like sweet things, you like savory things. If you're kind of somebody who's into more savory things, or if you like bitter things, the ability to like beer and coffee without milk and sugar or whatnot comes easily. I'm like that. I mean, I drink black coffee, and I like vinegary foods and stuff like that. I don't really have a sweet tooth, but that's definitely not everybody. So if that's the case, then you can definitely take the more pungent and the more bitter and acrid alcohols. New age of digital artists in the making. Yeah, well, there's with Jack, he certainly knows how to make stuff. In fact, he's very good at taking my phone and taking action photos of Matchbox cars and Lego stuff and making little movies out of them. So he's quite talented at that. Yes, and tastes change too. One of the things they tell you when you have a kid is that when you are a little kid, you have more active taste buds than your entire life, and they sort of die off as you grow older and whatnot, much like synapses in the brain. So, your taste palette when you're a little kid is extraordinary. By the time you get older, your taste buds are pretty much inoperable. So, and I don't know if that's just because of the fact that we abuse them so much over the years, or they just sort of die off as a natural course of growing. Let's see.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, sir. What do you got? Daisy, King. Okay, so what's that?
Next is the scratch cat edition.
Alright, I'll get crack at it.
And the edition scratch cat edition.
This is going to be really challenging to get the shading on this to look quite right. It's not going to be the same, obviously, as what I got going on color version. Actually, it might work out better. Because one of the problems you can run into with now, one thing that's a little surprising with Jack is he actually likes spicy food, which most kids don't. Which means he'll probably have completely blown up taste buds by the time he's a teenager. Right, Jack? Are you hungry yet? Nah. What do you want to eat? You had a chili dog for dinner last night. I'll come up with something else. Actually, let me go get something to think about it. I don't know if I have dinner ready. Dinner. Well, one of the disadvantages to working at home is you're always working, at least when you can work, and also when you also still have Sarah's actually at work right now, so I have to sort of keep in mind what I got to do for dinner and kind of keep him fed during the day. Obviously, he's not too hard to manage as he's gotten older. As long as he got something to do, right, Jack? Yeah. I'm talking to people online. They can hear us. Did you know that? They can hear Mugi too. Yes. Is that cool? I was actually kind of surprised that today was Sunday. I thought it was a weekday. Because Sarah was going, Sarah works today, and the trouble with being, in the summertime when, Jack's not in school, it's a little harder to sort of keep track of what the days are.
Okay, Dad, now can you post it?
You post it? Oh, not yet. I gotta export it. Well, you gotta do the end credits, and you gotta do more pages in between. It was a pretty short race.
Well, they're just images. I can't let them, find out.
You can't let who find out?
No, they're just images of the game.
Right.
I mean, they want to show people. And the game does have an exist. Oh, the game does not end. You could, race every day.
You could race every day forever.
Yeah.
Can you change players?
Yeah, you can. Or you just race as the Scratch Cat.
Okay. Alright, so you're done with this. Are you done with my drawing on my computer? Or are you going to go inside and play some more video games?
Well, Dad, I want you to, I want you to,
what do you want me to do?
I want you to post pictures to your friends.
My friends, okay. You want me to post everything? Okay. And what do you want me to say about it?
So, I want you to say, this is a new video game coming out called Scratch Man. It is an awesome hovercraft racing game.
I'm okay.
Only for PC.
Okay. So this is only for PC. So you're a
race
PC.
with the Scratch Cat.
Right.
And a bunch of great courses for their super fast hours, hovercraft car.
Bye, movie. Okay.
And I bet people will comment on the picture.
Oh, you think people will comment? What if they say it's terrible? What if they say it sucks?
I'll I'll still be okay.
Oh, you'll still be okay. So you're okay with people flaming your stuff then? What would they say that would be bad? What could they say that would be bad?
Well, I think they might like it.
You do, huh? Oh, there's a marker missing. Huh. That's weird. Cool. How about that? That's handy. It's BG57. So BG... '53. Ah, there we go. So, so I had my mark in the wrong place. Okay, well that's fixed now. Okay. Let's see. Hey, do you do 2H, 2B, or HB? Nope, everything is HB. I work in basically... I pretty much use... that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got 0.7 and 0.3. I don't really use the 0.3 too much. You know, I mean, really, I almost never use the 0.7 or the 0.9. I have it, but typically don't use it that much. I've got a couple of different 0.4 HBs. I like the pilot, the aim the best. Not really the pilot is okay. The Eno's okay, but the lead types are not. The 0.3s are not available in the U.S., so you sort of have to stick ahead in them. I pretty much use, this is a 0.4 millimeter, this is a 0.5 millimeter. I have 0.3, I have 0.7, and I also have a 0.9 somewhere. Although I use it so little, the fact that it's disappeared is probably not that big of a deal. But yeah, I rarely use these, pretty much these exclusively. But it's all HB, everything's HB. Okay, and I found an eraser. Boy, nice Factus soft, which is similar to my Pentels, but it'll be handy, so. Let's see. Starting to look fairly decent. Now it's just a question of... Now one thing about when you're doing in black and white, you can have, like for instance, you can have similar values in a color piece that will show up as white or just very light. You don't have to worry about it. What you do is in the end you end up having to, when you're dealing with color, you end up having to throw color down. So sometimes successfully, sometimes not. Okay, hang on one second while because Jack has disappeared into the other room and I don't hear anything, which is usually a bad thing, so hang on a second.
exclusive bootleg action from an upcoming new talent from Glasgow, which might seem fairly normal, except the guy produces J-Core. His name's Tanuki, and the track's called Starry Sky, taken from the forthcoming Mob Squad Tokyo Black Label album, J-Core Masters 7.
Message Jackazid at twitter.com/Jackazid.
Vampires. 地上に吹き抜ける風聞こえた気がした感じた気がしたのだ震え出す今この胸でもう来る気がした幾億の星が消聞こえた気がした感じた気がした震え出す今この胸でもう来る気がした幾億の星が消え去ってくのよ身を組んだ手を組んだよか今この時が見つけた気がした失われた記憶が
me spin that fucking turntable, Tanuki. Yeah, I am your DJ. Take your fucking blood pressure, cause the techno is 100% pure. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, here we go. Guy, he got pretty. Shoot
you drunk.
小さな失敗
Scratch my